So
Because
yeah, that was my main question.
yeah, because now here we don't know if they're ahead or not, and I actually never expect him to make a bluff here with a draw, like let's say 5-6. He's never gonna check raise you here with
Right.
5-6, but he might check raise you with 4x now, thinking that you don't have a pair and trying to make some moves or some sort of a draw. Stuff like that. The weakness I'm saying is not that he's just gonna turn his draws into a bluff, but he might just turn his not knowing that he turned his hand into a bluff, but he might do it. So unintentionally, we might get bluffed when we bet like this.
Okay.
So I might rather just bet my standard value bet size, which is like 2.1 or $2 here.
Yeah, I actually like that a lot better, and that's kind of along the lines that I was thinking when I was reviewing this hand later on. He ends up flatting, and he
Okay.
leads the river.
But this is a spot this is such a spot that you need to have some reads to play close to perfect.
Right.
And here, I really don't think that calling is a bad option because this guy can easily be leading like verse sevens, 4x, or like pocket sixes.
Or like pocket fives, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Or even be trying to. When you look at it, this just shouldn't be a bluff like ever because this obviously has no fallback equity
Right.
versus some sort of a value range. But this guy is not obviously thinking at all, so he might just be doing this with a bluff, just doesn't want to commit that much money into the bluff. So, and you also already bet the turn really small, so he might just be doing that for that. Um, with the price, I think calling is fine because we already bet the turn small, so we might just say that it might induce something.
Right.
But I'm just saying this: if we just fold, this is obviously a passive guy, right? So if we fold to any single aggression coming from a passive guy in these limits, obviously we are not folding a king here ever, or probably
Right.
even a queen. But 7 is kind of marginal here. So let's say we just drop our third pair type of hands to any aggression coming from a really passive guy. I think in the long run we're gonna be plusy with our play. I think it's gonna be better just to fold. But this is just the start of a session. We are getting. It's not only that this hand we're gonna play more hands with the guy. In this session, obviously we probably won't see him ever again. But in this session we're gonna see him. Even if we are beat, we can have the chance to get our money back from the same guy, knowing that. Now let's say we call and he ends up having king x. So we now know that he's just gonna check out 2 streets and lead the river small with king x. Or let's say we see him doing this with queen jack. So we will just be sure that he is calling king for 7 board with queen jack. I expect him to do, but it's not a certain fact. So this call is not only this hand, but it can also give us some really important information about the guy. So with this price, I would probably just call here
Yeah, and like
to
you
see
said, we're
what.
getting such a good price on future information,
Yeah, actually,
and we
I
could
don't.
be good quite often.
Mm,
You don't think so? Okay.
yeah, we obviously can. We obviously can for
Right.
this price. Like we need to be good for like 1/4 of the time, I guess. So one, yeah, 1/4 of the time.
But you're saying the value of information
Is
for the
yeah,
rest of the session.
it's more valuable in this spot because this I don't expect to be good here that often. Actually, we don't need to with this bet size,
Right,
but
that's the other thing.
the problem is this guy is just he actually doesn't know. He's not gonna change the bet sizing like trying to give us bad odds when we are bluff catching something like that. So this guy's bet sizing is probably fixed. This is how he bets. He probably just bets so small when he's doing it. I don't expect him to be like full potting unless he has like absolute nuts or something. So, even if we're getting really good odds, I don't think it's just gonna be relevant enough because, he's just not changing his sizing and doesn't care about giving us the odds or something. So, uh, the odds go less valuable in
Yeah.
this spot because I mean, he just wants to milk a lot. I mean, this kind of player. So, I mean, that's the problem. But yes, I mean, there are enough like random junk and random pairs that he might just block bet with. So the price is kind of okay for that because he might just be doing this with